All hip hop in the building. I can't even get my intro out right. It's your man Chuck Creekmur, aka Jigsaw. Jigsaw with
DJ Thorough.
DJ Thorough.
Yes, yes.
With NESS, Philly's finest.
Philly.
MC. But okay, we've been talking and
you going right into
NESS,
it, right?
we going right into it. NESS coming in hot in
God.
2025, talking
God.
about the Beastie Boys being culture vultures.
Oh my
now,
God.
I gotta get your explanation on this, and then we can debate about it. But first of all, just tell why did you even say this to us?
I don't know. I just felt like they was forced on us. I mean, they had some dope records, Brass Monkey, License to Ill.
That one was dope.
I mean, they had some dope records. It just feel like back then they was forced on us.
By who?
The label.
Russell? Because it was real young back then. Russell, it was really just Russell and Rick Rubin.
Russell signed Beastie Boys, but didn't sign his own brother.
He couldn't. They were in a record contract, a binding 10-album deal with Profile Records.
We know it's some way to bring them over there. We know it's loopholes in the game.
Run DMC was
But
hot.
He managed them.
That's why
You
you always
believe in them.
No, stop.
Where did you get that
You even believe
That's
in
not
them.
true. That's not true. That's
He didn't even believe in the name.
They
told him to
DMC
Run DMC. He was like, "That's whack, son." They told him it was whack.
Huh?
Russell told him to Run DMC. The name was whack.
That's different though.
No, we getting off the tier right now. But what I'm saying is, Beastie Boys, they had some good music. They was like the party wild bunch. They was like the jackasses of hip hop. I would say like that.
Fair
With their
enough.
antics
For the
and all
first
that type
album,
of
definitely
stuff.
that.
It was drinking, it was partying, it was like more
Right.
fraternity
Right.
boy music as opposed to urban neighborhood music,
Right.
which was dominated the culture back then.
And the reason why they was the Wild Boys of hip hop at the time, they was a punk rock band first.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you think about punk rock, that music.
So the whole transition of MTV not playing hip hop until the King of Rock with Run DMC, and then Beastie Boys kind of was highlighted when they start letting hip hop acts on MTV, which was the biggest platform at that time for videos.
Right. Well,
it was strategic for sure.
Well, let's be clear. No black person was getting played if it wasn't for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Michael Jackson started.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so Michael
But Run
Jackson.
DMC
But Michael
was
Jackson
right after.
subconsciously introduced what was going on in the urban community through his music and through his performance. The pop locking, the slide, and all that was what he took from the urban community to kind of like introduce it subconsciously through mainstream music.
And on the same note, the label really forced MTV too. They were like, okay, you won't play him.
They're gonna take an artist.
You're not playing. You're not.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
ain't
play
like
any of
that
our
either.
artists.
Yeah.
But the Beasties, respectfully, man, I don't think they were culture vultures. I think they were authentic New York artists, right? But they were versatile to me, so they were quick to pick up hip hop. And you know what? When they tried to dress like B-boys and look crazy, like they shut it down. Be yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they came to the table hip hop, but as themselves.
Right.
And I think that was actually dope. And yeah, they sort of moved on from boom bap. It wasn't even boom bap.
I wouldn't even say that, because if you listen to the second album, Paul Revere and Five Boroughs, they continued to make authentic hip hop.
Biz Markie was involved.
Where they could have just abandoned that sound if they was not authentic.
They were accepted by the urban culture, but I just think their agenda was pushed, and there was a talented artist
I'll tell you,
that was there with them on the same wavelength that could have been promoted.
I'll tell you who was a culture vulture in hip hop. Y'all probably don't realize, Kid Rock.
Oh,
No,
we know
definitely.
that.
We know
No,
that.
that's a
His
given.
first,
That's a
his
given.
first album, he tried
He's
to mimic the Beastie Boys, and then
He did.
It didn't.
He's terrible, terrible.
Right. So, in
Detroit
my opinion, that's
won't
when
even stand on.
hip hop.
Well, let me not say what Detroit will or won't do.
Nah, it was a time for it, just like it was a time for Hammer, just like it was a time for Vanilla Ice.
Dope, man. I don't know why people don't give him his.
I like Vanilla Ice though. I was doing my Vanilla Ice research. Listen, not as a rapper, as a dancer, and as a performer. Vanilla Ice had a definitely good stage presence.
Okay.
And that's not like Front. When his song came out, he was Rain. He had a Rain. It was like parallel. Now I would say parallel, but it mirrored what Hammer was kind of doing. When Vanilla Ice
Copied what
Hammer was doing.
Now let me say this: I'm a brother in the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha.
Okay.
Right? Now his first record says "Ice Ice Baby." Now that's an alpha term. That's an alpha
I didn't know that.
phrase
I didn't know
that
that.
he took and used in a pop culture form. And for me, I wasn't an alpha then, but being one now, if I was an alpha at that time, I would hate him because it's literally appropriation.
Okay.
Literally. But I will tell y'all this. I interviewed Flavor Flav a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two.
Boy.
And
Flav.
I said something about Vanilla Ice. And Flav stood up like, nah, he's not a culture vulture. He's a great person, blah, blah, blah. So I think we might be able to get an interview with him to talk about this.
Flavor
No,
Flav?
with Vanilla Ice.
Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle's been ducking me
Yeah.
for years.
Word to your mother.
Decades. Word to your mother. So I'm gonna hold off my my judgment of Vanilla Ice for the time being. But without those guys, hip hop would not have grown the way it grew. Period.
Beastie Boys, I wouldn't say they crawled because they flourished in hip hop at the time. I would say they walked so Eminem can fly. It's the same kind of like content almost. The quirky pulling down your pants and mooning and drunk and high and just having fun. That just wild, untamed.
They call
fun.
it white boying.
White boy.
I never forget the
White
Beastie
boy
Boys
wasted.
New Year's
Yeah.
Eve on MTV.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my God.
When was that? What year was that?
It was somewhere in the 80s. I mean, probably
Late 80s
later,
or early?
late 80s, I think.
Yeah, I was in hip hop by that time.
Yeah.
Like I was like fully, some people just like they can remember this time. No, but I was like fully breakdancing, trying to write my own raps.
Yeah.
Maybe like towards 89,
Yeah.
going into the like 90s
That was
and
a
early
good-
90s.
Good period. Definitely. I want to talk about your breakdancing later.
Okay.
Later. I want to get into that later in the chat. I low key forgot where I wanted to start this conversation
Because he threw you off with the Beastie Boys, right?
I still thought
He
the
just
year.
came
the
in.
Boys.
Beastie
This
Boys is
Beastie
culture
Boys
vultures.
Tell him
slander.
thorough. Tell him thorough.
Dare you?
I got it. I would start cooking fast.
Oh, I know where I wanted to start. Where we ended off last time. Diddy.
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
Because you, sir,
Shout out to
started a
Diddy,
smear
man.
campaign.
Did he do it?
I did it. I did call it a smear campaign.
You
And it's
called
crazy
it-
where we at. 365, another 365.
Yes.
Nothing really I can say about that. I did put out a record called "Did He Do It,"
Okay.
and it seems some mixed reviews. A lot of people thought I was trying to capitalize off of his misfortune, but it wasn't a diss record. It just was, I would say, like a just conscious record on a tip where it's a pattern how they're attacking all our black billionaires mainly, and if they could do it to him, they could do it to anybody.
Yeah.
That's basically the record saying. A lot of people, oh man, why you ain't say that when he was outside? I was with him when he was outside, and I learned a lot of stuff from Puff, and a lot of things that I learned from him I can still use today, and that's one of the reasons why I'm still around. From the qualities and traits that I learned from being around him the time that I did. So basically what I can say, man, we all gonna just find out what was really going on in the next 6 to 8 months. And nobody really knows,
They still not giving him any bail, right?
Still not giving him any bail, but they did throw out, I guess they were trying to, use whatever they found in his cell against him. The
Right.
notes that he wrote down, I think they threw that out. Just seen that online somewhere.
Right.
But I don't know the specifics of it, but I don't know. As time goes past, man, it just seems like they don't know. They really don't got. Because if they still trying to investigate him while he's locked up, incarcerated, y'all don't have.
Right.
The feds only come when they got already locked, killed, and locked,
Right.
sealed, and So I'm thinking if they still investigating, listening to his phone calls, y'all already supposed to have the nail in the coffin already.
Coffin, right. I don't know if it was AI or not him. Did you see the video? Apparently him riding around.
Riding the motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
I said, oh
I'm
man.
like, what the? Spun out a motorcycle, scooter, or what
Yeah,
have
I
you.
didn't even post it because I
And I'm
was
like, is this like? What
I'm
is
not
this?
surprised. They be wearing jewelry in jail, be wearing Gucci sweaters and real clothes and having liquid money in the jail, phones, iPhones. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's just his influence, it's his impact, and
In your opinion, can he come back from this?
anybody could come back from anything. Helen Keller was deaf and dumb and blind. She became a millionaire.
She wasn't dumb though.
You know what I'm saying.
Just saying.
But what I want to say is, it's America. I've seen people go from the lowest to the highest, and people go from the highest to the lowest.
Right.
Now the Durk, that's another. That Durk, I don't know if he's coming home. I don't know if he's coming home. But Puff, he might be. It's some wiggle room in there.
Some wiggle room.
There's some wiggle room.
He got the money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be real interesting to me how the trial goes, right? Because not liking something and it being illegal are two different things.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like having 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
It's not a crime.
Is not a crime.
No, it's not a crime. But in the public's perception, and one of the Fed's main objectives is to already discredit you. So before you even hit a court of law, and the people's perception of you is already.
Yeah.
So they've did they damnedest to do that. They denying him bail. They just want to make him suffer. And like Puff, his money can surpass all that. It can outlive all of us. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they trying to play the long game. Maybe he's trying to play the long game. But the more that he's in there, when he first went in, I'm like, he gonna do anything to get out. He might give away half his fortune to try to get out. But I think now that it's been like what, almost 90 days. Yeah. He already dug in, and he done bended everybody in there to his will. It's like he's home. Only thing is it's not here.
Got him doing
it's like begging to make his bed up.
But I knew that. I knew that.
Was fighting on who gonna go shake him down
because we in a climate where the little homie is the big homie. If you got some money, I seen 47-year-old men calling 25-year-olds big homie because they didn't hit a lick and got some money. So that's where we at with it now. Right. A cold killer, a call Puff, a run behind Puff and do whatever, because when am I gonna come up on this chance of being around somebody that influential and holding on to that much paper?
Yeah, that's crazy. So, and poor G Dep, he came home and Puff went in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyway,
that's crazy.
Do you feel like is there anyone you should apologize to, like Cassie or anybody like that? Like, do you feel like you wronged anyone with your viewpoints?
Probably, but you know what I mean? It wasn't wrong when we was walking around Brooklyn for cheesecake. It wasn't wrong. We was getting exploited on TV. So now that I'm the exploiter, don't get mad that I'm exploiting. Because when we was being exploited, it was okay. Oh, y'all made them kids walk. They ain't got nothing to do with music. Why you making them work out? Why you making them read the book? Why you doing them like that? Right. Don't do it now. Everybody got picks, and that's what the world, you know what I mean? That shit, they gotta get out of that, man. They always picking their battles and pick. Why you saying that? Why do we say anything? Right. Why does DJ Academic sit in the comfort zone of his crib and pop his shit and go unscathed? Why does Adam 22 get to talk amongst real life hardened criminals and gangsters and Crip and Blood members and go unscathed? Because he has a platform. Once you have a platform, you build a voice. That builds security. That's almost kind of certain protection.
Right.
Now, you're a public figure.
Have you received any direct backlash from anybody from the Bad Boys camp, being that you were a part of Bad Boys?
No.
Nobody said, hey, man.
Even the freestyle that went viral, shout out to Cosmic Kev, come up show. Freestyle went viral. I dropped some haymakers in there about the whole situation. Justin liked it. King Combs liked it. Because I'm not dissing them. Oh, I'm just telling y'all, like, leave Puff alone. Okay. We got bigger things to worry about. It's all misdirection. They want y'all to pay attention to Puff and Durk while they doing some crazy over here. Then after that, smoke clears. Then it's aliens and New World Order. You got to get mandated and go in the continent. We ain't trying to hear that. Just be woke. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Puff is not, that's what people do. That's what the Coliseums was built for. That's what football and basketball, entertainment. Go look at that. While we changing the world right under y'all noses.
Right. That's a fact. Yo, just a week ago, there were car-sized drones flying over Philly,
New York, and Jersey.
And what? Where did they go?
For what?
Did you see them?
I think I saw them. I definitely heard one.
I've heard before the pandemic, when you start seeing all them big ass trucks, them army trucks coming through the city, they already got the ready. They already got they got the guillotine, they got the mark of the beast, they got the lines, they got the facilities. Pretty soon it's going to be, make a choice. You want the mark of the beast, they go to guillotines right there. They got the military on the outskirts of every major city waiting
cities.
for the revolt to happen.
Cop cities,
Yeah, like
everywhere.
like
But
it's
they're really
already in
military.
place.
Yeah.
It's already in place.
Yeah.
So
I will say this:
Yeah.
our people have been trying to fight the Cop City situation in Atlanta. They're bringing it to New York. It's going to L.A. or in Cali somewhere. It's a thing.
Thug came home. So it's like, man, I don't know. YMW Melly like he about to come home. So man, this look goofy, man. I've never seen such incompetence before I seen a YSL trial. I've lived in Philly my whole life, and that's a Commonwealth judiciary system. They don't play all that talking back and how he was carried at a state level, city, Fed level. It's no wiggle room to talk like how he was talking. So once I seen that, I'm like, what is this? What is I'm watching? A fucking reality show? Like, what is this? I've never seen. You're not even allowed to speak in these type of structures, man. Unless yours being spoken to.
Right.
All the ad lib. Y'all keep telling me the same thing. I've never seen that before. So in seeing that, I'm like, anything can be done, man. Anything is possible out here.
Yeah, we sure paid attention to that till it was just
Made him a star. He's doing 20 verse ones back to back. He on all the popping platforms. He was a cold rat. And he said he ratted. And he said he ratted the lie to get him out of situation. He said he was forced on him. I never seen somebody lie to the government. Woody.
Oh, yeah.
When he said he lied on Thug because they kept pressing him and kept jacking him up and kept arresting him. I've never seen no one sign a deal, proffer agreement to the state saying, I said this and it's documented, and get in the court and say, nah, I just said it to get out my shit because y'all kept asking me about him, so I told y'all to go ahead and not get rearrested and recharged and detained again. Right. I've never seen nobody do that.
Nah.
I think they do that because his credibility at that point is non and void. So if you're admitting that you lied to lie,
but that's perjury. You lied to the judicial system.
But he flipped it, saying they coached him into it.
They coerced him.
Yeah, coerced him into it.
Which is also, I don't think. Is that illegal?
That's illegal too.
It's officially illegal.
That's illegal.
Yeah. That's illegal. But I don't know, man.
He's mentally incompetent. So even taking something official's document without having a professional in the room, while he's being interrogated, illegal. He's not a sound body and mind. You can see clearly.
Yeah,
something's wrong with him. Not saying that he's a stupid person, but he has a mental imbalance.
Yeah. Well, shout out to my man Dennis Byron. He covered the whole thing, and he's a good journalist. Shout out to him. He kept me really dialed in because it just kept going on and on and on.
Yeah, man, that was just a circus of a show.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Can a black man, I'm specifically talking about black men, get out of the music, Hollywood, entertainment game clean? Is it possible?
I'm gonna throw answer that.
You know, like, it's the first time you ask somebody a question and they may be answering.
He deferred to you.
I mean, what's your definition of clean? What do you mean?
Well, you know what clean is. I mean, first of all, I will say that Denzel Washington so far looks good.
Yeah, okay.
We gotta put him in bubble.
Yeah, he doesn't do compromise.
Stevie Wonder, and Denzel,
right,
seem to be pretty good. Right. But you know, they went at Jay-Z crazy. Jay-Z, man, Brooklyn Jay-Z showed up last year. You know, he pretty much proved his innocence. I mean, they're still in this pre-litigation, but yeah, I mean, I don't know that I don't know if it's possible. I think it might be possible for people that are grandfathered in like Denzel.
Right.
But once you hit a Billy,
it all depends on what you like. Thorough said, what you define clean.
What do you define clean? Because if I could quote,
I could define Ludacris as clean.
It's clean, right? Okay, right.
Never had a jail stint.
Yeah,
never had no scandal.
But Luda stayed kind of like right under that. You know what I'm saying? Like
he did the natural ascension that all rappers do. He went from music to acting.
Right.
That's the ceiling for a rapper. I'm thinking.
But I guess what I'm thinking more along the lines is game changing individuals, people who can
Like
who can,
Jay,
who
Puff,
can-
50 Cent.
Yeah. So when I think, yeah, Jay,
50
Puff,
hasn't went under fire, and he does the most talking. He's the most antagonistic
most
person
yeah,
in the culture right now. And nobody hasn't attacked him or tried to, you know what I mean, get his dirty hamper, find his dirty laundry. So it's like, I would say 50
nuance
Cent.
there though. There's nuance. There's
Yeah.
nuance.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to talk about the nuance on camera because
Man, I'm surprised that Prince home. If Prince Miller can come home, anybody can come.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, it's like
It's true.
it's
King Tut home.
yeah, like this weird out here, man.
It's very
Alpo
weird.
came home, was pressing back in the city.
Yeah,
And he was
but
supposed to be under protective custody, but
He
he
moved
couldn't-
out of the
he
witness
couldn't take
protection.
he couldn't deal with it. It's
Yo,
crazy, right?
I share a story. I mean, can I share
Yeah.
an Alpo
Please,
story with
please
you?
tell us your
So,
Alpo story.
So, living in Harlem, right?
Mhm.
So, I park my cars on a street.
Yeah,
I
I
won't say
said that. I park my cars.
I park my cars on a street, right? So one day I'm outside washing my car, right? And I'm washing my car, and this dude walk up on me. It's nighttime. It's just me and him out there. So I'm looking. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "You know who I am?" I'm looking like, "Nah." He said, "I'm Poe." It was Alpo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like, and then he said, "Yo, shout out to Troy Reed too." So he did the Apple story.
Right.
So
Okay.
Troy had put me on the phone with him like maybe 3 months before that because they wanted to use my car for something Alpo was doing.
Okay.
Mind you, I had never actually literally seen him before in my life or whatever.
Damn.
So he knew I guess he was watching. So when I was washing my car, he came outside. He's like, "Yo, I'm Poe," and he's like, "Yo, you the one with the cars, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I was talking to you with Troy." He's like, "Yeah." He said, "All right," and he just walked away, right? So I'm watching the car. 5 minutes later, he came back. He was like, "You got a red one too, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right," and walked away just like that. I'm like, "Yo, what the?"
That's crazy.
So I can see how he was creeping up, like, you know what I mean? He was creeping up on me, like if I would have did something to him, I would have been got, because he just walked up on me, like, yeah,
Right.
like it was just
Right.
me and him out there, yo.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
It was crazy. So that's my Alpo story. You know what I mean?
The thing for me is all the so-called tough that stand on business or so-called, right? We all know Puff he one of them.
Right.
He a one-on-one. He stand on business. He know he can get physical and all that. But for all the niggas to be like, yeah, pull this and pull that and pull that. And for him to be like, I'm back. Who is talking?
Right.
You slap. Over here on 125th, slapsies. What about you?
Yeah.
Did y'all have something to say?
Yeah, he was making dudes take pictures with him
Slaps.
that was talking trash about him.
like
Yeah.
slapping you,
Shit,
them
right.
taking a selfie.
Right.
It's
But
crazy.
Where is, that's why the streets is a myth, man, like Troy Ave said, man.
A lot of street dudes talk a lot now on YouTube.
on YouTube,
Yeah, man.
It's
it's
on
a different
YouTube,
era.
and
They
this is a
succumb
myth,
to
bro.
what they was against, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see a lot of dudes doing podcasts, spilling beans about stuff that we should not know.
Yeah, no, that's
No,
a
they
fact.
definitely tell it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Keefe D is probably the worst because he's
Well, you see where that landed, right?
he's trying to get out right now.
I don't know the specifics behind that though. But
Well-
I know a little bit about it, but I don't understand how they would give him immunity, and because he was making a profit off it by talking about it in interviews, that they would rearrest him and charge him for a murder that he already, you know what I mean?
Beat. I mean,
Kind of like say, admitted that he participated in or was there at the time
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how he signs an agreement and then talk about
Oh, I
it.
know what happened.
They said
So,
part of the agreement that he couldn't talk about it, right?
I think it's the laws of Nevada. So he's in Nevada. I think that agreement was made in another state. So
oh really?
So when
I don't know.
I think it's from state to state, the laws are different in terms
Okay.
of what you can talk about now and what you can't. So maybe if he was in Cali, because if I'm not mistaken, Vlad is in Cali. So a lot of those interviews are based in Cali. So I don't know how that works, but
We all know who killed Tupac. Baby Lane killed Tupac. Dre was in a car, and it was Keefe D. Them three. Case closed. The shooter dead. Like, what y'all locking me up for?
Yeah.
Y'all knew this way back when, the first 2-3 years after his death happened.
Yeah.
Exactly who did it and what was the motive and everything. Y'all been had this. Why y'all locking me up? I'm an old man with cancer that's talking about it, trying to get some money off my life that I went through, because I claim Puff, after I met Puff, everything went downhill. He destroyed my empire. Let me get my last little bit, a couple dollars out of the story. Leave me alone. Put him in jail does nothing to the victims, to the family of Tupac, and anybody else.
A little closure, maybe.
What closure? He's been walking around telling the same story for over 20 years.
Yeah, including a book.
Including the book.
Including the book. So it's like, man, they got their picks who they want to attack and target and who they don't.
Yeah, no, it's a fact.
I think maybe that's why he got rearrested, because maybe that was part of the agreement. You can't talk about it, and maybe he couldn't hold
Yeah,
water.
I heard that somewhere that he
And
couldn't talk about
and
it.
he chose to do so, and that's what happened.
So that's his dumb ass.
You know,
I don't know
so-
why we would do that.
Let me ask you something. You and Dylan went at it, my Aquarian brother. Did y'all get to talk?
Did we really go at it?
A little something online. He kind of was like, "Yo, I told you not to talk about this, and there you go lying again."
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean? Yeah, come on, don't act like it didn't go viral. Come on, man.
I mean, we just got two different totally variations of the story. He was told that he wasn't, when it comes to the Dave Chappelle thing, he was told that we had off, and I was told that he just didn't show up. So it's just my word against his. He feels as though they told him not to show up for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't want him to be a part of the filming, or that was his punishment that day or whatever. But the way I was referred to, that he wasn't coming or being incompetent or not showing up like he always did. So maybe, I mean, but he did say that, but I don't think he was that mad, because we talked since then.
Oh, okay.
We talked since then.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
There was a
good.
time that I was trying to put a show together, and he went under one of my posters on IG, which said, "Stop promoting us, stop promoting the band, don't keep using our likeness to promote your whack ass party." And I'm like, bro, you got my number. Why you ain't just call me? Why you get up under a post and say something? But that's been like 2-3 years ago. Everybody, and the kumbaya, since my resurrection into the hip hop game, everybody them like, "Ness, just do your thing, man. We supporting you." So yeah, man, time heals all wounds. And the band, we left a lot of money on the table. We didn't tour. All the other bands toured from Day 26 to Danity Kane. And I just thought that, you know what I mean, in a way, I love y'all. Y'all up money situations for me.
Yeah. It's not too late though.
It was.
You think it's too late?
We was debanded at a time where we was going into our second album, which, so there we was getting another budget. We was getting another advance. Like, we was getting more money. They was crying about this, that, the pub deal. Everybody wanted this. I didn't want to sign a pub deal because I'm a pure writer. So at that time, I didn't want to give away my rights to my writing at that time. I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up being a ghostwriter for Puff and others. So in the end, I made the right decision. But at that time, they just wanted the money. Maybe they didn't see them going far as a career and being an artist, and they just maybe wanted to cash out. And I didn't want to do it at that time. And at the time, we all had to sign a deal for the deal to go through. So it was all 6 members. So to get the pub deal, we all had to sign. So when I didn't sign, they blamed me. "Oh, we didn't get the money." But
Man, that's a tough.
I love Dylan, I love Sarah, I love Babs, I love Chopper, Fred. They my brothers.
Yeah.
We was christened through the fire of hip hop. And back when we was on TV, hip hop just wasn't ready to see the artist development process. The hazing was a little bit extra, but it was a lot of things done for general purpose for the viewers to come back every Thursday to watch the show.
Yeah.
Everybody holds that over my head, the walk of a cheesecake, the fight. And we was put in a lot of situations where they took our families' phones and outside influence away from us and just stuck us in the double brownstone in Soho.
Yeah.
And told us to make an album.
Yeah.
So,
And by that time, reality TV had realized what it was.
yeah, it was just like coming into itself.
Yeah.
Now all these shows, they just fight and throw drinks and nobody wins nothing at the end of the season. They just come back for a reunion and do more fighting and throwing drinks.
All the shows are the
At
same
least we was
concept.
one of the last shows where you actually won something.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? I made a whole 20-year career, whether it was bad, good, or indifferent. People might like Ness. People may hate Ness. People love Ness. People may be on the fence about Ness. But that one thing turned into 20 years of me being able to provide for my family and, you know, provide for myself.
Yeah, and you haven't done well. That's your primary source of income.
For sure. You know, I've dabbled in other things. I got a cheesecake business popping. We got the studio. We entered to the podcast world. Got 5-4 podcasts, me and Twine. NESS and Twine Talk Shop, where we do different variations of artists and different topics and definitely got the cheesecake popping. They want with that before they want to hear my raps.
Yeah.
Did you bring the cheesecake? I'm like, hi,
You gotta-
hello,
Yeah, hey,
what's
you gotta
going
embrace
on?
it.
That's what's
So it's like, you know, what I mean, I just turned everything that was used against me. I try to propel it for a positive
embrace
thing.
it and make it work.
You lost the fight. I battle rap and I tell things all the time. You walk for cheesecake. I'm selling it now. You this. I'm rapping circles around everybody that ever rapped. It was for years on end. I was only writing maybe 2-3 raps per year, where I write raps all the time, where I can't stop rapping. It's just a tormenting process to come up with raps and similes and different ways to say you said a million times. It's a torturous process, but here I am, 2025, 47 years of age, living off rap, and I love it.
That's dope.
That's dope. I gotta clap for that. Man.
Yeah. We gotta definitely clap for that. Yeah, for
Real
sure,
shit.
for sure.
For all the naysayers that put ageism and why is he still rapping? Because you know, as humans, we skip over the 30 good comments and go right to that one ill comment.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
just
fact.
a human.
Somebody we don't know.
It's just human nature.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's a fact.
And no matter how this person could be on their page,
Right.
you'll still tap into that same energy.
Why? Can someone answer this? Why is hip hop the only genre of music where it's an age limit on it? Why?
KRS-One said hip means young, and
That's true. Go ahead. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on it.
yeah, and the hop. What is the hop? Jumping. You
I
can't
mean,
jump when you get
you
old.
can't jump when you-
no,
yeah, you can't
I
jump
forget.
when
The
you
hip hop thing, I just seen somebody online breaking that hip hop thing. It was like a call and response thing, and then it turned into an actual.
yeah.
But
Right.
boom. What I want to say about that, where was you at about that?
Nah, hip this means cool though.
Means cool.
Yeah,
that's-
we dictate the cool. We always
Yeah.
have.
Right.
A lot of cultures just came in and kind of benefited off our blood, sweat, and tears.
Facts.
It started because we was bored. We didn't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then that started into something, and that's how smart and creative and beautiful as a
Absolutely.
people we are. But the age limit is only in Black culture because I would say, and I've learned this in the past 5 years that I've been doing my thing again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a young man's game,
Yeah.
and it's not because of the talent.
Right.
It's because the energy a young man has.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They can
Right.
stay up all hours of the day, producing, recording, promoting. As you get older, the metabolism slow down.
Yeah.
You gotta take naps. You
Yeah.
gotta preserve yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a young man's game because of the energy a young man possesses to promote and to
Right.
produce at a high level.
And your brain also connects differently creatively.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like your first time writing, you might not get it right. You're gonna work harder to perfect it.
There you go.
And you know what I mean?
And let me add to that. I think it's also we're overlooking the fact that everybody that's 40 plus rapping, you're doing something. You're in uncharted territory. So it hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So people are instilling what they can't do because
Yeah.
they're that age and they can't do it, and
they-
you're still doing it. So
you're
they're
still
saying
doing
you can't. You shouldn't be
Yeah,
doing this.
people put their burdens on you.
They're doing it with LeBron right now.
burdens
They're
on
going, how long can he play? He's still productive.
Yeah.
He say he
Brian
can-
is in still good shape.
He's still in good
he definitely
shape.
doesn't perform
right.
he did as a decade ago.
Right.
But it's still some
But
good.
he's still-
there's some
he's
good-
still high
yeah,
level.
There's still some good stuff in
Yeah,
there.
it's still good stuff.
And-
Who you going to, if you remove Brian, who's going to be that marquee?
That's why he's got to
Exactly.
stay.
Exactly.
He's the.
They
the
try to
face.
do what KD he doesn't have the personality.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the personality.
But I just want to give a shout out to like all the OGs and all that did their thing last year because 2024 was
for
a great
sure.
year. LL, MC Light,
Killer Mike won a
Killer Mike won.
Killer
won-
Mike.
Shout out to
Nas.
Killer Mike.
Nas.
like so.
I never seen that one
Exhibit.
time. I busted
Right,
up with
that's
Killer
what I'm
Mike.
saying. We in
Killer Mike.
uncharted territory.
Me and Killer Mike had a good talk down in Atlanta and Clark before Clark shut down one time. He gave me some encouraging words. Some of the words that still
What did he tell you?
sit with me today. Just man, Ness, you ain't like you hot. Don't let nobody dictate how your story end up. Like,
That's beautiful.
don't let Puff, don't let this. And he was telling me, Mos Def told me that too. The same had the same talk with me. He like, man, don't listen to them. He was like, you are just like how we saying about you're young and you're hip hop.
Yeah.
It's no right or wrong answer for you. You just are what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the energy. So whatever you say, Puff can't tell you it's whack. He can't tell you it's not whack because he don't dictate the cool.
Right.
You are hip hop. You are a young black male
Right.
that does music. You dictate the cool.
Yeah, I don't understand it either because hip hop deals with mental, not physical.
True.
Sports deals with physical. So at some point, you're not gonna be able to play after 60, 70, let's say 70, LeBron probably won't be dunking a basketball at 70, 80 years old. But the older you get, the wiser you go. The wiser you are, the more knowledge you have, the more you can offer somebody musically, storytelling wise, or whatever. So to me, the older you get, the more knowledge and more material you can possess
That's what I said.
musically. So I don't understand this ageism on music.
3 Stacks said he don't have nothing left to talk
Right.
about.
That's because he feels people don't want to hear grown up shit.
That
do.
is a proven.
And he said exactly what people want to hear. He's like, when I'm gonna talk about prostate and this
Yeah.
type of yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
People
that's
wanna hear
exactly
that.
what we want to hear.
Yes.
I would
People
love
wanna
to
hear that type of shit.
And the crazy thing is, he would make it cool. He would
Yeah.
make it cool.
Talk about
yeah.
real life shit
Yeah.
that people are dealing with.
Definitely,
In
absolutely.
your age.
And then, by the
That's your
way, he
age.
was way ahead of his time
You know what I mean?
talking about grown man stuff
For sure. Yes,
in the
he was.
90s. Stuff
Hell
I couldn't
yeah,
even relate
yeah.
to.
Hell
But he
yeah.
was,
Right.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Do you believe in the term immature veterans? Meaning you have people 40 plus trying to make music for 19-year-olds.
Now that is a crazy thing.
And this literally goes on.
But this is our job as being writers and performers to tap into all genres. But when you get a certain age, your content becomes removed from a certain demographic.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's just the biggest challenge is trying to, I mean, because the money lies in the younger fans. 'Cause
Yeah.
They grow with you. So they spend money with you for a longer period of time than somebody that's your age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your age got the money to go to the events and support you, but somehow it doesn't compare to the young energy when that energy is around your name. When all the young people are
especially
saying
on social media, and online. You know what I mean?
Because look at it,
Their
none of the
engagement
young
is
guys, people have money to go to. You gotta ask somebody,
Right.
or ask the parents, or ask somebody. It's only the people that's in our age group, the people that live life, took some losses, got it together, figured it out,
Right.
got some stability. Oh, I want to go to the Wu-Tang Joint.
Yeah.
I want to
I
go
was
to
gonna
the
say a
Lox
perfect
Club.
example.
I want to go to the NWA reunion. I want to go to the Hot Boys reunion,
Yeah.
Joe.
Right.
We got the money, we got the time.
Let's go to Essence Fest.
Let's go. The young kids just want to jump around and be disruptive.
Yeah.
But they don't have the finances.
Yeah.
So it's like a give and take. Our age group got the money to participate and keep us alive. The young is gonna keep you alive through the name and through the spirit and through the energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone saw the clip, I'm sure, where Eric Sherman was breaking that down with
Shout out to
how
E-Dub,
artists
for sure.
that are young now, they're not making any music that's going to transcend them to be able to do shows
agree.
when they're 30, 40,
I
because
agree.
nobody's going to want to hear that. Nobody's going to be 40 years old with the mentality they had at 18.
The last little bit of that, glimpse of that was the early 2000s music.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the ascension of Drake, maybe, that was like kind of like the last bit era of music that transcend over time.
Over time, right.
Everything else is just fast food.
Yeah.
Everything else is
It's
just
moment
fast
music. It was for that moment.
And even Drake's new music feels more and more like that fast food music.
Right.
Again, no disrespect. I'm not shading him at all.
food. No, for sure.
It-
What y'all feel
it-
about that though?
Well, what?
The energy around that right now, the whole Suing UMG thing.
I think it's whack.
I
think
don't
it was
like
on
it.
hip
I
hop, right?
think it's
I don't like
corny.
it.
I think you should take your losses like a man and keep it moving. Nobody sues in battles. You ever sue somebody because you lost a battle?
Nah,
won a
I just think
battle?
people that when you get to a certain level of
think it's
success, everybody around you is scared you to. I like that Dame Dash stays well grounded with the OG from the hood. No matter what level of success he at, he always taps into that advice, whether he use it or doesn't.
Yeah.
I think people like Puff and Drake, they don't have people at that level of success. It's going so good that nobody wants to be disruptive.
Right.
It's nobody. I don't give a fuck about none of that money, none of that. You on some nut right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
They don't have them.
They don't have
Yeah.
that.
They don't have them people.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
And that's the problem.
This is why they're where they are
'Cause-
right now. Currently, I'll say that
They don't have nobody that
checked it.
respect
Like, yo,
that
bro,
doesn't have
what you
less
doing?
than them.
The fact that
Nobody
that
checked it.
lawsuit went through, like, how many people had to go, yeah, yo,
I
let's
was
do this.
like, yo, bro, get the fuck out of here with
Yeah.
this. You lost, man. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, but like
Let's
that's what I'm
move
saying. Let's move on. And you know for a fact the same play that they ran on you is the same play they helped run on you. Help run on people.
Right.
Right.
Did Meek?
And it's proof.
Right.
by the
And
way.
I brought up this point right
Yeah,
here.
like-
when Meek took the L, he was loving that,
He was
right?
loving it.
Loving it.
Meek took a hell of
He
an
was
L.
loving it.
We're back to back.
It's your time.
It's your time.
He wasn't complaining.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with taking an
There's nothing wrong
L.
with taking an L.
It's okay. Jay is proof of that. And me, I'm the biggest denier of Jay's L there may be.
He took an L.
But taking an L is nothing wrong with it.
They shun Wayne
gotta
though.
win,
They
somebody
shun
gotta
Wayne.
lose.
They shun Wayne.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just like,
What do you mean about the Super Bowl?
that, including that, just how they just got like, they don't celebrate him as much as I think they should.
No, I just don't think he should have. He's entitled to perform at the Super Bowl just because he's from New Orleans.
No, I don't think that.
I didn't
I
have
don't
to
think
do
that.
that.
But
I don't think that
I
at
think
all.
they should
I
have.
don't
I
think
think
that at all.
That's
as a
ridiculous.
courtesy, they should have let.
As a
Wayne go.
courtesy,
I mean, but
I
what
think
is that
we
end?
passed courtesy, man.
If
I
that's
mean,
the case,
first,
Master P should perform then.
it should be a medley then. Damn. You
got
know
it.
what I'm saying?
You got a point there.
You know what I mean?
It should definitely be a medley, if anything.
Yeah, it should be a medal.
But I don't think it's a gimme. Not when
Kendrick
not when
Lamar
Kendrick's having a banner
And
year.
not like us. It just it reunites. It reignites the whole.
The whole culture got reignited.
Yo, that's
I don't
the
think.
West
I don't
Coast
think. I think
cultural anthem now.
that's
nah,
a
it just
fact.
reignites it, and I think
It's crazy.
what they trying to do is just prevent him from doing it because it's just like it's a downtime for them right now. And I don't think 5 years from ago
Tell
Drake
you.
wouldn't be seeing himself in this light of anything. But I said that on another platform that it had to be some type of deal worked out for that song to be that celebrated with all those accusations on it without no real proof.
There's a lot of accusations on that show. Woo!
But I really
Well-
thought that they had ran a play that everybody was taking well compensated for this.
Right.
So I'm thinking that, all right, Drake, we gonna do it like this. We gonna play with it. You gonna drop your records, and then Kendrick is gonna go
It's crazy.
disappear. Then he gonna bust out with this, and then he gonna come out with Not Like Us. It's gonna reunite the West Coast. Here's the money for that because this you about to sit down for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
You're gonna be unpopular for a
you
little
must
while.
sit
about to start
So
all
take
over
this
because
money.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's doing
That's
that.
why I said they're gonna
record.
reignite it. It's about to do it
all
again.
over
He gonna have little kids
When
dancing
he
to that. joint.
actually when he sued, when he put the lawsuit, it spiked the plays.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the song.
He's making it
And
so
Drake, by the
crazy.
way, is still the #1 most streamed rapper in 2024. Like he
It's
did.
an oxymoron. It's like, what comes first, the egg or that? It's like, wouldn't it be a big that record if it wasn't targeted at Drake? You got to think about it. Let's
Yeah.
take Drake out of the record. Would it be a coastal
Nah,
hit like
it,
it is?
it all fits together because
It all came together.
It wouldn't
So
work.
in a way,
the same way.
Drake is kind of right. I'm the reason you got your first #1 for real, for real.
First #1. I don't know.
That's not his first number one.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
No.
We gonna have to
Kendrick?
look that up.
No,
Production,
no,
look
no,
that
no,
up,
no, no,
please.
no,
Is
no,
that?
Didn't Dan? What was it? What's the shit?
I don't know.
Be humble.
Be humble.
I don't
got
think that
some-
went #1. I never heard that.
We gonna be all right. None of
So
this.
we gonna be all right. And
number
Poetic
one
Justice?
to me.
Wait
is
for
number
production. Wait for
number one to
production.
me is #1 everywhere, not just in certain markets.
No, that's the charts,
Number
though.
one
No,
is
it's a
I've
chart.
never
Charts.
heard a Kendrick song #1 in Philly radio ever
Yo, Wonder, we'll look that up
in my
real quick.
life.
Wonder.
Thinking like Be
Production.
Humble was number
production.
one.
I've never heard a Kendrick Lamar
Well,
record
what you heard
number
versus
one
what
in
is.
my life.
Hey man, I never heard a Drake record in my, you know what I mean, orbit like that.
Right.
You tripping?
Not never, obviously, but I'm saying my point is in this day and age.
What you trying to say? You don't get in
Hold on,
niggas'
I'm
cars and they
trying to hear from
Drake.
production. Hold on, production.
They not pumping Drake. I get what you saying. They not pumping Drake. You get in everybody's car. When 50 Cent came in 2003, pause, you could feel it.
But
Every
look,
car
wait.
was pumping it. It
Here's
was
the thing.
everywhere.
When
I went to the
Right? Damn, I'm good.
Be humble. Boom.
Was it
I'm
number
good.
one?
Number
I'm
one.
good. I'm
But,
up here for a reason.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Be humble.
Here's the thing, though. Hip hop is based around
Drake has
if-
78.
No, Drake is the man. They both the man.
It's emotions,
one
though.
lost,
It's
one
emotions, though. It's a call. Not Like Us was a call to action. It was a movement. It wasn't just a song. You know what I'm saying? So
Let's keep it real. It was a song that everybody could crip walk to again.
It's cultural. It was a culture
But
song that
it-
Drake
it-
can't do.
And the bars was menacing, and it just was a
It's a
perfect
cultural
match.
yeah,
song.
but it was an anthem. And
It's a
if
cultural
you
anthem, yo.
if you take the lyrics out of it, it felt like you could, you got white people.
No, it was a
What?
cultural
Democrats
smash.
using
That's not taking anything away from the record, but without the beef stirring it up.
Yeah,
I don't think Kendrick drops that record just in the middle of nothing,
Right.
and it does what it does.
that was dope, but that was the broadsword chopping the head off. Because remember,
Not Like
It
Us
was
before
co- it-
it does Not Like Us
it
become a cultural anthem,
Right.
coastal anthem. before first person shooter.
But listen, the reason why that record is so big is because it brings to attention that Drake has no culture. He can't do a song like, what's a Canada car?
He's Canadian.
Exactly.
He has a culture.
No, musically, hip hop, Canada has no.
I'm not saying it gets enough Canadians. They don't have that.
They don't have a culture.
American.
Right. There's no culture.
Right, fair.
So that
They have
record,
Canadian culture.
that record brought to the attention that's what not like us. The definition of not like us means we have a culture here. We crip walk. We got lowriders. We got Mexicans. We got this. We got that. They saw the video. That showed everything.
shit killed
Drake can't do a video like that. He can't show that because there's no culture there. He has no identity.
I rebuke you saying that
can't.
Canada has no culture though. They
What's
have
Hold on.
culture.
What's a Canada car? What's a Canada car? What's a classic Canada car?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
That's exactly-
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. They go coo 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 coo. You know what I mean? You don't act like you ain't heard that before.
Elon Musk is Canadian.
What?
Tesla.
Hold on.
No, he's from South Africa.
Stop it, yo.
Cut it out.
What sneakers? What's his West Coast sneaker? I'm gonna tell. Just do
I
the
don't have
step.
no answer to that. You know the answers.
Chuck
There's no
Taylor's.
answers.
Chuck Taylor.
Oh, Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor.
Okay.
What's a Canada sneaker? They wear.
But we don't study.
There's no culture. I'm
Don't
saying
act.
to you,
No,
bro.
that's not so. Bro.
They
It could
have
be. It
no
could
culture.
be dark sides. We don't know what it is because Black America
Listen.
is the most studied culture
That's
on
meaning
earth.
not like us. You're not like us. That's what he's saying.
Fair, that's fair and
That's what
right.
he's
That is
meaning.
fair and correct. Not like us. That's exactly
That's what
correct.
he's
Not
saying.
like us, but they could do not like us, and they could have dock sides on, or they could have an ascot in. I mean, we just don't know what it is.
You can't do it.
Shout out to Cardinal Official. Shout out
Like
to all
us,
the.
He
does
can't
not-
do it. They have-
it's
they have no
different if you
culture to
take
do
the
it.
Drake verses out of it.
Right.
It wouldn't have been
Absolutely,
celebrated
but
as
you
a-
have to have an op.
postal anthem without the Drake infused lyrics.
No. You're right. You're correct because so you need an op. You need an enemy. You need a thing.
Antagonist.
You know what I'm saying? It can't be Nike or it can't be. You know what I'm saying? It has to be Drake as a representation of appropriation. Know what I mean? Like
I'm
it
just saying
can't.
in the middle of nowhere that Mustard and Kendrick did
Yeah.
is a masterpiece.
It's just some real West Coast shit.
Without the antics fueling, and he just drops his record like he dropped his past records.
Let me add.
The energy it wouldn't be the same energy.
Yo, but shouldn't Drake have just ignored it? Like when he said, "Mother, the big three, it's just big me." Shouldn't he have
He's a
just?
competitor. He shouldn't have ignored that. He's a feel
To me,
competitor.
this is all a play from Lucian.
You don't ignore that. You get to it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
To induct or introduce Kendrick's reign. I think Drake had the longest in history reign in hip hop.
I'm glad you brought that
And I
up.
think that
Okay.
his time is
Thank
done.
you. See,
The young kids still love Drake, but it's kind of being cringed.
right. This
He's
is
detached from a demographic.
right. I agree with that. Right, his time. People fail to realize as an
He had
artist,
to run.
you're not gonna stay on top forever. You can sustain, but you're not gonna be. No one in the history of any sport, any activity, you're not gonna remain number
when
one
it becomes
forever.
corny.
Right.
Bro, you won too much. Come on, just
You're not.
it becomes a thing like, yo,
Right.
when you going
You're not gonna be on top
he hasn't
forever.
did what Wayne did. And Wayne did it at a point where his shit was shaky, but he knew what to do.
Right.
He knew when to step down and just let Drake and Nicki take the reins.
Yeah.
Drake hasn't ushered in his Drake or Nicki for this new era.
That's a fact, yo, bruh. That's the problem with hip hop too, bro.
He stayed at
That's
the
the
top for
overall-
too long.
Yeah. Didn't
build
bring
a
no
wall
more
around
money.
them, like how Jay did with Rockefeller,
Right.
with State Prop and Dips.
Right.
And when
No, you're right.
He
I agree
didn't.
with
He
that.
didn't. He didn't build.
That's why Kendrick
Let me-
say you're not like us.
I want to switch the convo slightly.
Okay.
Is this the problem with hip hop? We don't bring in enough artists. We don't gift the culture a new version of them or a better version of them. Right, give you a perfect example.
Selfish-minded.
Kendrick Lamar, I'm not gonna say he was gifted by Dr. Dre, but Top and all the TDE cats, they were doing their thing before Dre. You know what I'm saying? They were moving with force, and then Dre came in and signed them, right? And then even beyond that, you know, they had that little moment on stage where Corrupt, The Game, I know who else was on the stage?
What the concert?
Yeah, the concert. Who else was on?
Well, he put
YG.
All the-
G Perico, the new
Right.
people. He had everybody up there.
No.
whole
I'm talking.
underground-
I'm talking about when Kendrick was anointed on
Oh, okay.
stage.
All right.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Oh,
I
with
thought
the
you
doctor.
And he was
said-
crying on stage,
and they passed him the torch, basically.
and they gave him the torch.
Right.
And
Not
then,
like us. That's the whole point. That's the.
but the thing I'm trying to say is, hip hop does not do that enough. New York will never do that.
Right.
You'll never get a
It's selfish-minded.
5,
It's
10 rappers
selfish-driven.
getting around one person and saying, "Yo, you next.
He's the guy, yeah.
You're the guy." And that brought the whole country, the whole coast up. The whole coast rose.
Who's the last person to do that?
to do
Jay,
that?
Jay did it. Obviously,
Jay's
like you
done
said, Jay did it.
Jay's done it. J. Cole. He gave us J.
Cole
Cole
did it.
and others.
Right.
Obviously, you know, all the other cats
Right.
from back in the day.
So who right now that's on top, if you will, that's introducing?
I feel like Drake should be the one doing
But
that.
he's not.
He's
He's
not.
not. And
There's
he
only
should've
a
been
few
did it.
kings
Right.
or queens in that regard.
Right.
Nicki hasn't really done that. Nicki hasn't.
See, I never thought about that. Drake hasn't really brought anybody.
It's
Nicki hasn't done it. The only person that did it was French.
who French?
Who's Frenchman? Oh, God bless the dead.
Chinks.
Chinks.
And he was influential with
Yeah,
Durk.
Chinks.
He was signed.
And Durk. He was
signed
very
co-host
influential with
for him.
Durk.
Sure
Yeah,
did.
and Durk.
Okay. Okay.
Right, Durk. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ross
yeah.
did it.
Right.
That's why Rick Ross is still be able to.
That's why
float
he's still
around and do his
right.
thing.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right.
Being on top becomes an addiction. It becomes a drug.
Boom.
It becomes a drug.
Say
It
that.
becomes a drug where like I don't want to share the spotlight with an underling.
It's
But I can
selfish-minded.
just
Right.
dominate. It's like Shaq going to go get Dwight Howard. Like, let me teach you how to be dominant. No,
Right.
I'm not. I'm just gonna be dominant until it just burn out.
And that's why it ends when you and that's why when you end, it ends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's why it ends when you end. It's over now. There's nobody carry the torch for
But like
Drake
kids,
right now.
but like kids,
So
you
to
need
speak.
somebody to carry your legacy.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Dr. Dre will never. He'll like his family.
Drake
tree
got
is
him.
dumb.
He's just not activating them.
Who?
He got Party.
Drake?
He got some.
He had
components.
people.
Oh, Drake got him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
got him.
Right.
He do got him. Yeah, that's facts.
Nicki,
But a lot of
Nicki could go out and start a label and be
Yeah, see.
to me, Nicki, and this is my honest assessment of it. Nicki could really, the same way Babs runs the female premier league for battle rappers,
Queen of the
Nicki
Ring.
could have owned all them girls, man.
Right.
They could have been under her,
Yeah.
and she could have been like, I am totally the guy. When it comes to female artists, I have the label where all female artists come to and go through the moon.
But it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen like that.
Man,
know
she
what I'm
could have
saying?
dominated, bro. She could have.
Everybody looked up to her. So where now is so much influx of female artists, you got something imposing
Yeah.
her position. Like Lotto and this one and that one.
Right.
When they can all fill up under her.
Everybody's for self, like you
Easy.
said.
It'd have been
Everybody's-
easy work too.
Everybody's
Easy
for
work.
self.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's still time though. It's still
And
time.
see, and this is why I respect Kendrick, because this new album is full of nothing but up and coming LA dudes.
and the pop out. too.
Nothing but.
Yeah, he gave
killed
them.
them with
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
Killed him.
Look where he's at. And who's like, look where he's at, and he's bringing up G Perico and all these people.
for the
That's
East Coast, for the
Nobody's
East
doing it
Coast
on that
to be
level.
So we like all packed in together as far as the Eastern Seaboard, and California used to be one big ass. Just,
Yeah.
And you go there, you liable to get killed the first day you go there, and then all the underground artists rally behind each other.
right.
Yep.
Yo,
You
I
don't
just
have
left
that-
there,
you don't
bro.
have
That's
that
all
here.
I heard.
You
It
don't
felt
have
like
that here.
it felt like when I was coming up as
We'll
a teenager.
kill each other, but if we would say three niggas would get together and say one nigga's the next nigga.
Right. That's a fact.
You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
that's a
He's
fact.
a hometown hero out there, man.
Imagine this: if Diddy, Jay, and 50 and Nas
I think 50
all
should get
work
up another
together.
go.
Imagine if they
should-
did an album.
50 should do a making a band where he go find the next talent. Or try to put a group together or something. I think that would do him because he's trying to do something. He's trying to get back in the game. He said, I seen him on the Cam Jones and they asked him what about the G Unit, what is that now? And he's like, I'm trying to redirect it and you know what I mean, put some life back into it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that you know
Okay.
what I
50
mean?
never missed a step. He still got it.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
definitely I call him the king of hooks. Like he's the king of hooks, man.
Yeah, 50's that
He's
guy.
dope with them hooks. Like
His
it's
accession
incredible.
to the
Yeah.
You gotta
His
get
pen
50
game
in
is
here.
crazy.
You gotta get 50 in here. So let's talk about your new music, man.
For sure.
You got some new music coming out. You got some heavy hitters on there too.
heavy hitters.
Now, before you tell us about it, you last told us you were a content creator that raps, something like that.
Yeah, I just put it in like a nice little
slick way to say it. Basically, rappers are content creators. That's what we are now. Like, even though it's a freestyle or be us go meet another artist or being in the studio with artists, every little piece of your day is content.
Yeah. Right.
So even though I rap, I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
My content
That's
is just
exhausting.
rap. Yeah.
Cause I looked at your post today. I was like, yo, 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, I was like, yo, I can't.
Because it's not a lot.
I gotta get
A lot of
better.
things don't have shelf life. Like,
Right.
like back when we was coming up, Thorough Chuck, Nas album used to last for 6 months.
Yeah, longer than that.
Maybe
Maybe
year.
a whole year,
Maybe
right?
a
They
year.
didn't put an album
Man,
once a year. That
you
was it.
lucky if you get 6 weeks.
Right. You
Right,
lucky.
because the way music comes out is the way it's consumed now.
No, that's a fact.
So
See, it was tangible too.
Yeah,
We actually
exactly.
it was tangible. I could touch Nas' album. I could look at the artwork. I could read the credits. Now everything is online.
back in
You can't-
2003, it was like that too.
yeah,
When
it's
50
not
came out with
tan-
Give Richard Die Trying.
It's not
It
tangible.
was kind of still like that,
Yeah.
that the end of that era almost.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't touch it no more. It's like
It's
People
fucked
are
up the
selling-
game because people can manipulate everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything can look like you doing well, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So your new project, tell us about it and who's on it.
NESS and Friends Part 2. I didn't drop a project all year. Last year, just going through some health issues and family issues.
you good now, right?
I'm
Okay,
great.
Good.
My son ended up graduating.
Congrats.
Oh, congrats! See, let's
This is-
celebrate that type.
his
of
first
stuff,
year
man.
in
Let's clap
college.
for that.
Yeah.
Let's
Come on,
clap for
man.
that.
Come on, let's celebrate. Let's
Congratulations.
celebrate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts,
Your son
facts.
graduated.
Black fathers.
All
Son
right.
graduated. He's the first of my immediate family to
Come on,
go
man.
into a higher learning institution.
Okay. Where did he
Got a
graduate
full
from?
scholarship. Graduated from West Catholic, which is a private school.
And where's he going to school?
Going to Widener University in Chester, PA.
Oh, that's where I met Obama.
Yeah,
Come on,
Widener,
man.
yeah.
Let's
for
talk
sure.
about it. Like,
He
that's
wants to.
what we need
He wants to
celebrate.
major in business law. He wants to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
Totally shunned what his dad do.
No,
He like-
you need lawyers.
He like Michael Corleone
No, we
Yeah.
need
in the
that.
first movie.
We need
Yeah.
that.
I don't want to
We-
be nothing a part of the family business.
That's
which
good.
is cool.
We need that.
No. He can help you more as
That's
a
what
lawyer.
I told him. That's what I told him.
Black lawyers,
We need
black
that.
doctors, black engineers,
Exactly.
black scientists.
Scientists.
We need it all.
We need it all.
Straight up. So I applaud you
Come
on
on,
that
man.
for real.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like to harp on that type of
Man, I do it all day. I tell you, we don't need no more rappers.
It's crazy that you can't really pop it like that. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, my son is like,
stuff. No, we making it cool. This shit is
You
cool.
feel
Fuck
me?
that. No,
Nah,
that's
but if I told him my son caught a drill and
see, no,
he
we
caught a
not-
body and we beat it,
We're not doing
I
that.
put up, niggas be like,
I
ooh.
get it, man. More parties happen after somebody come home than
Right.
after you
Well, we gotta
graduate.
change the narrative.
Right, we gotta change the
We
narrative.
We gotta change the narrative. We're
Facts,
celebrating
facts.
this. We're gonna harp
No,
on this.
That's a fact. I'm
We change the narrative.
Listen,
Shout out to Kashid, man.
word.
Rashid, salute,
Kashi,
young
salute.
king.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, NESS and Friends 2, man. The lead single featuring Black Thought, produced by Black Key. It's
Okay.
called Black Home. It's a dope record. You're about to see a lot of that. About to shoot the visual for it in the upcoming weeks.
Did you say produced by Black Thought?
Black Key.
Black
Oh,
Key.
okay. I'm like, okay.
Featuring Black Thought.
Oh, featuring Black Thought.
Featuring Black
Good
Thought.
enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
So it's a dope record, man. I can't wait till y'all hear it. Got Dave East on it. Shout out to Harlem, USA. Got Kid. Shout out to G Unit.
Okay.
Kid.
Um,
Good to hear Kid still out there.
Yeah,
Sure.
He's still moving around.
I got Babs Bunny. Shout out to Babs
As you
Bunny,
should.
First Lady.
As you
Representing the
should.
band.
All right.
Got some upcoming artists. Bumblebee from the city. Tinkerbella that's on Baddies right now.
You notice
I
he's
got-
practicing what he's preaching.
I got a song right before she got on the show. D Jones signed to So Raspy's imprint, which is Jada Kiss's label.
Okay.
Him and Millsy.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got on there, Twine?
Twan.
Spado from Major Figures. Amir
Okay,
Ali,
that's
which
what's
is an
up.
up-and-coming rapper, making major waves in the city right now. Diamond Street King, which is signee to Dream Chasers.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of people young. That's why I try to give the young my era and
Right. As you
That's
said,
every
that's
era.
how you
You
gotta
should.
keep it going.
What-
NESS and Friends Part 2. Yep.
What's
Petey
Petey
Crack.
Crack? Shout out to Petey Crack.
Get together,
State Prop
right?
Chain Gang
All right.
family and all that.
Cassie?
Okay.
See, you know, I pay homage to the graduating class of 0304.
Yeah.
And I get a young and some motion on my let them know I'm not just a bitter veteran artist that hates
Right.
on the younger MCs. Because as you get older, they're like, oh, you know, a lot of MCs, oh, that mumble jumble. Not all of it is good, but some of it is good.
Yeah.
And then some of it good is celebrate.
Right.
Yeah.
The parts I don't like, I don't.
Right.
My thing is a lot of people get on the gram and write paragraphs about how they dislike something.
Mm-hmm.
But as a grown man, And if you really like that, you really out in the streets, you're not wasting your time commenting on something you don't like. You just keep it moving.
Yes, but that's not how the internet works. That's not how engagement works.
That's crazy.
I look at people like us on internet, and all they do is complain. All they do is yell at other people. But you never ever see them. Yo, this rapper here though, you gotta hear this one.
Yeah, what's your comparison?
Right.
If I'm trash and I'm past the age that I still should be rapping, who's your avatar for what I should what should be,
Right.
or what it should look like?
Yeah. Right.
And they don't have one.
have
And, Ness, you sound the same on every beat. So does Jadakiss, so does Benny, so does Snoop Dogg, so does Fat Joe, so does Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Ness, you sound the same. Everybody sounds. It's called the style.
Right. I was thinking about Nipsey Hussle in that same regard. Love Nipsey Hussle. But his style is his style. That's
It's
it.
a style.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather you tap right into who it is on the record. I'm like, who's this?
Snoop.
Who that?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you
It's
hear
your
it.
identity.
Yeah, it's your identity.
The end of the story.
So basically, what I'm saying is the same thing they love for, the same thing they hate you for.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about Philly a little bit, man. Back in the day, Philly was, number 2. New York, on the East Coast at least.
For sure.
New York was always, was number 1, relatively speaking. But at that time, it was a fierce competition, far as that crown.
That's
I
true.
mean, and that's for people that know hip hop, not for the average everyday person. And then it just seemed like, then Jay has state property and so on and so forth.
For sure.
But after that, we had Meek. But I want to know from your perspective.
I think Jay shunned a lot of light on Philly as far as what it could be. It just didn't have that storybook ending.
Yeah.
And I respect Jay for a lot because Philly is, like I said, is a hard town. We boo Santa Claus and do a lot of crazy. But like I said on another platform, Philly has always been hindered by New York politics.
Yeah.
Really have never had no real strong labels there.
Yeah.
So all Philly artists really had to make that trip to Mecca, New York, to try to get a situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And over the years, we just never stepped up to the executive position. We never really stepped into that light of a Rick Ross or a respected executive.
Yeah.
We kind of did what Drake just did for the last 15 years. Ride the artistry wave out and never really appoint nobody or really step in those shoes and as exec.
Yeah.
And that has hindered us. But it's always been a rivalry against these main cities.
Right.
New York, Detroit, Chicago, Philly, Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's always been a rivalry.
and
everything. And it's not a bad rivalry. It's friendly competition. But being that New York always hold all the cards, they don't now, but they still hold a lot of them. But
You said it right. They don't know.
not the same way.
Not the same way. What I'm saying is,
But
they don't dictate the music. It was a time where all hip hop was New
copied
York
the
hip hop. On every station, it was New York hip hop. It wasn't no down south hip hop. It wasn't no
was like
West
that
Coast hip
everywhere
hop.
you went. You heard-
Everywhere you went, you heard
there's
Buckshot Shorty,
Right.
La Flow, La Fly, Let's Flow Sky. You heard New York hip hop.
Yeah.
Then other regions start, having their impact. But New York has always held the cards
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to get on, to be
Right.
exposure, everything.
The crazy thing, Thorough, is that back in the day, a lot of New York artists would go to Philly to get put on, like Pop. Remember Pop Art Records?
Yeah, Pop Art Records,
Pop
yeah.
Art with Lawrence
Steady B
Goodman.
was on there.
Lawrence Goodman, Steady B,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the youngsters,
The Youngsters,
Lawrence Goodman,
yeah.
yeah, Pop
Yeah.
Art, yeah.
So they
sure.
did have some execs early on.
Right.
And,
But Philly used to get a lot of play in New York too, like EST, Three
Yeah.
Times Dope.
But
All
New
these
York
things,
has
Cool
made
C,
that
They get a lot of play in New York.
that aura. You don't make it here,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can't make it anywhere.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
So it's like we always lived in that shadow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philly's a dope town, and we
Yeah.
produce some good artists, but we never got a chance to take the rings for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it be Bean getting in legal trouble,
Right.
Yeah.
whether it be Meek just not doing business with the people that he was been doing the business with in the past,
Yeah.
whether it's Uzi with the whatever they try to pass it on him and his
Right.
name and whatever he's doing, whatever people he's catering to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just never been we never had a
Right.
alpha male step up
Right.
to that
Would
position.
you say Will Smith is the biggest thing that came out of hip hop in Philly?
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
because of his transcension in the movies and film. It's just
Yo, by the way, he's still rapping. He's spitting right now.
yeah,
I
he
don't
came
know
up with
if
a drill joint of like
Oh,
a couple
I
of
know.
I hear that. Come on.
Drill Will, son.
on,
It was kind of like a
Drill
Will.
Will.
It had a drill feel.
Drill
Will
Will.
still spitting. What I can say,
on.
shout out to DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith. They are the pioneers.
He did
They're the
a
first
drill.
Grammy nominated, if not Grammy Award winners for urban music,
And boycotted that
and
year.
boycotted that year.
Shout out to them.
they first
wearing the
did
Philly
Grammy.
jerseys and all that. So they Philly down home.
Yeah.
And they're hip hop.
and they're
Like,
hip-hop.
Will, not for, Will
So I
Smith
can't
is
say
real
nothing
hip-hop,
about
man.
Will Smith,
He's
DJ
definitely
Jazzy
hip-hop.
Jeff, or the
Definitely
Roots.
Jazzy Jeff.
Those are two people that it's like in this type of cabinet that can't be touched.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
your mother's china cabinet. You can't take go. You can't go in there.
That's the
Yeah.
plastic on the seats, right?
Can't go in there.
Grandmother.
Can't go in there with Tyreek.
I like how you
and
said
Black
that.
Thoughts and Questlove. And them.
Yeah.
It's unhip hop. It's unethical to say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
like-
Shout out to them, man.
LL's up there too. I would put LL in there too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
LL in there,
100%.
too.
So let's go back to the to the breakdancing. What was your signature breakdance move?
No, hold on. Before we do that, what was your name? What was
Yeah,
your
what was your name?
I didn't have no name. I just was a young kid
Okay.
that was like kind of, just took it by storm about the hip hop culture and, being energetic and being from the inner city. That's what we did. Dancing was a big culture. Even before breakdancing came and really took the mold, we just had a dance culture in Philly. You go back, we house parties, the house music. Baltimore has that sign kind of a feel. DC with the go-go. We always had that house party dance culture in Philly. And then of time, gangster rap was ushered in, and then remember it was a whole X-Clan wave when people was wearing
Afrocentric?
medallions
Yeah,
and
that was
the
the whole
beads.
thing. That's-
I lived all those
Poor
things.
righteous teachers. And all
Philly
Yeah.
went through all these phases too. The Wu-Tang where everybody was dirty and had the hat. Remember?
that. Yeah, that was the era.
Everybody went to up Tim's that
Tim.
was dirty
Yo,
almost.
that's a fact.
Remember?
Yo, that's a
The where the
all
hair
different teams.
plaited, half was plaited, then the half was out.
right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Philly endured in that too, man.
Yeah. Yo, that's.
Philly endured in that too.
I remember the Scuff
Remember-
Tips era, B. Word.
The army, everybody was trying to get the real army.
Real
Jackets.
army.
Remember they was going to the army and Navy.
We went to the
They got
surplus.
real-
Yeah.
the real John, yeah.
Army surplus.
Niggas
yeah.
like, oh, you don't got the real certified army
Yeah.
John.
Right.
You like, bro, it's camouflage.
Right.
No, but I got the John from the actual military.
Right.
Nigga died in World War II. This is World War II. See the bullet hole, right?
Carhartt has came back.
Carhartt.
They
Woo!
done made it 360.
Come on, man.
I know.
I just seen it on Hood Olympics with
Word.
Al Bial, Jada Kiss. He was wearing nothing but Carhartt.
Yeah,
in the whole
Carhartt was
jersey.
the shit.
That's dope. That's dope.
So it's like everything repeats its history repeats itself, man. At a minute you couldn't wear V-shirts, now everybody wearing crew neck. Then you couldn't wear crew neck, now you could wear V-neck.
Right.
Skinny jeans was in. Now everybody is the
Going
baggy
baggy
culture.
bag.
The Balenciaga shirts is this
Right.
big now. It's like
Even fitted hats. We couldn't wear fitted
Fitted
hats.
hat,
Yeah. You had a snapback.
Oh, you got the big fitted hat.
It's like,
That was synonymous with New York and Philly, the big fitted hats that fit over your ears and
Right.
all that. Now it's back in.
right.
Sometime before you couldn't wear dad hats. Now
Right.
dad hats is revered. A lot of man, just come back around, bro.
360.
Pumas, spot builts,
Right.
ponies.
Yeah.
Look at all Lee Sportif.
For teeth.
They all coming back.
Ooh, all coming
All
back.
this shit
What
coming
about
back. Helly Hansen,
British Knights.
British
Yeah.
Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
I just bought a Helly.
Helly
jacket.
Hansen.
I just bought a
I
Helly.
used to
jacket,
love Helly
bro.
Hansen, yo. That shit
Mecca.
dope. Mecca. Come on,
Uh,
man. You talking all that shit now.
Carl Kana, yeah.
Cross color. I seen people rocking
Cross
cross color.
colors again. I seen somebody rock.
Cross color.
I heard those brands are
Walk away.
real
Champion.
Yep, champion.
They made it come back like a man.
Discus. Remember Discus?
Discus.
Yep.
One thing I can get into is that Under Armour.
Under Armour.
People love.
That's too new for
It
me.
be the that don't work out that love
I
workout
can't-
gear.
that-
You be-
Exactly. Under Armour, I don't really love the logo,
I
respectfully.
don't like it.
You know what I mean? Well,
I think Steph Curry
it's
got
okay.
something invested
That's
in
just-
that.
yeah,
It's okay for the shirts,
deal
but the once they went
Yeah,
to the sneakers,
They look like
yeah,
orthopedic shoes.
right? I was like, yeah, God bless, but I can't rock them.
Yeah, but NESS and Friends Volume 2, man, that's dropping, bro. That shit hot. We got the 2 singles warming up. The Dave East record, Fallen Surges, are already garnering like 3 million views on World Star.
Any videos out?
Videos
With
up.
that?
The Dave East app is on World
It's
Star.
out. It's on World Star right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave East, that's featuring Dave East, Fallen Soldiers.
How did you link up with Davies? Him from Harlem, you from Philly. How did that happen?
D Jones.
D Jones.
D Jones and Dave East got a good relationship. They
Okay.
came up in kind of like Philly together before I guess
Dave migrated to Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he would spend a lot of time in Philly. And then D Jones. D Jones was from that Headshot versus Top Class era.
Okay.
And that's the kennel that brought Meek, Joey Jihad, Reed Dollars, Cheek Raw, Vodka. So that was like the DVD era.
Right.
So Meek and Joey Jihad and all them is from that era. D Jones is from that era also.
Got you.
And D Jones and Dave East is real cool. So that was the natural ascension for me.
Okay.
Kid, he's another guy, always admired from afar. By the way, of Instagram, we linked up, gave me a record, shot it back.
Right.
I had Benny on my first John, trying to get some shit from Spesh. Gang,
I fuck with
yeah,
Spesh.
Spesh is heavy out here. I met Conway before he got shot in his face. So all those guys, I was already locked in with those guys. Benny gave me a record on my first album. So it's just a lot of these moves I've been making just been veteran love. People been showing me veteran love. They respect the pen game. They respect I'm back outside, moving around. I got some motion. Freestyle's been going viral. And we got 1.7 million views. I'm out here selling cheesecake, and I'm just selling personality, man. This podcast, man, trying to get it popping.
Give somebody 5 tips on how to sustain a career in hip hop.
One is you're gonna be a writer. Be the type of writer that hasn't been forced to write. If I'm helping you develop your artistry or your pen game, I shouldn't have to force you to write. You should write every day. That's one.
Okay.
2 is you gotta wear all hats until you can get the people that can wear some of the hats to help you share some of the load of the work. Meaning you got to be the producer, the stylist, the security guard, the protection, the stage crew. You got to be everything. Because if don't nobody see your vision, who's going to support that and come on and help you? 3, you got to look like something, man. You can't, even if you not physically have the attributes, the traditional looks that hip hop is looking for, you still can't come in with a stain on your t-shirt like you just woke up. You are your biggest commodity. So when people see you, they have to see something. They're like, wow, it's not where it could be, but it's not also like where it shouldn't be. You have to look like something. Your body should be your temple. Your parents should be your temple. 4, don't be scared to invest your own money. Spend a little $20, $30 on these ads and this little out here, man.
All hip hop advertise.
Yeah,
Got paid for these little advertisers. It'd be like me and my manager Twine argue all the time. I'll be wanting to get that little 30, but when I see the comeback from it, it encourages me to do more. Because us as black people, we don't like spending unnecessary money. But unless we chose to. We'll spend unnecessary money on this, but not unnecessary money on that.
Store, right?
We'll buy 50K in Gucci.
Yeah, we'll buy 50.
Yeah.
But not $300 in promo ads.
Right.
That's
basically.
crazy, yo. That's
Crazy.
the crazy mentality, right?
Facts.
And 5 is just, man, you can't be deterred by anyone. Friends, family, enemies, ops. You got to keep going. The minute you stop, you lost.
NESS.
I got one more question.
Okay. All right.
Is Philly going to the Super Bowl? Or the Eagles going to go to
It's
the
looking
Super Bowl?
good. It's looking good. I want to
we
jinx
are.
it because we've won a championship in the last decade. 2016. Shout out to the Foley guy and
We need one with Hurts though. We need one with
Yeah, you
Jalen.
know, with Jalen, right?
Definitely need one with
we had a
Jalen.
Frankenstein of a team back. We won a bowl back in 2016, and I think that mirrors this season, with the exception of Hurts and Saquon. We got some really good pieces, and it's looking good. But I don't want to jinx it. I be looking back because I'm a gambling man, and since I've been back being active again, I haven't stepped one foot in the casinos or the sports betting places. But every time the Philadelphia team has a good season, I don't bet. Even compared to our record, we 12-3. Or I would have won 12 times if I bet $1,000.
Right.
But I don't look at it like that. And when I bet, we lose terribly. When I just let them fly and let it float, the season float, we do good. So I just don't even indulge in it no more. But I think we definitely have a good, solid chance for Super Bowl appearance this year.
Okay. We'll see.
I agree.
Hey, I can't talk. My team sucks.
Ben Simmons is
Shout
the
out to
worst
New York.
bust in NBA history. But we still got Embiid, which was the MVP last year. So we still got some good guys. Shout out to Philly. He's doing it.
Yes, sir.
Any tours coming up? Any shows? How can people catch you on the road? You got anything coming up?
Yeah, we doing some shows. Got some battles coming up.
A lot of people view my old solo battle. We're actually having a rematch February 28th
Okay.
on my man Pat from R.I.C.O Battle League.
Okay.
And then got some talks with me battling Tay-Rock, which is one of battle rap's revered high profile artists. And the Av battle, which I've been chasing for years now, finally got it. So I was probably battling him somewhere this year in March in Harrisburg. On top of the music, putting out another mixtape with DJ Alamo. My mixtape series, Let Me Borrow This Beat, which is a direct reflection of the freestyles that I drop on Instagram over other people's tracks. Man, DJ Alamo about to drop that, and just gonna be a good year for the NESS and Friends and family.
NESS and Friends.
That's what's up. Ness.
Shouts out to Twine, shouts out to Chuck, shouts out to Philly Freezer, they big supporters and part of the team. Hennessy Kev, as well as Beanie Siegel and whole State Property family. Shouts out to Oskino. Shouts out to everybody that's just been tapping in. Shouts out to Cosmic Kev and
Shout out
DJ
Cosmic
Self.
Kev,
And DJ Self showing big love, big support over this last spawn of 5 years.
Dope.
Yeah. Man, Freeway.
Also, shout out to AllHipHop.com was one of the first spots I hit to show nothing but love. Shout out to
Thank
Throw.
you.
Shout out to
Thank
Chuck.
you for coming through, brother.
You guys
Shout out to
always,
you, man.
come
Shout out to
the
your
red
son
carpet.
again, man.
Shout out to Kashid, man. First year in college, got a full scholarship.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. Keep going, man.
Yeah. All right.
You did your job. You did your job.
Yeah.
Congrats. You did your job, man.
Sometimes I think I could have did more, but
did
God
your
got it
job.
where He wants us to.
Yeah.
Right where He
You
wants
did your
us.
job. Because we all know that could have went.
And my daughter is 21 and she's Muslim. She took a shahada, no kids, graduated, no babies.
Come on, you did your job,
So,
brother.
you know what I mean? So all I got is one last 12-year-old.
Yeah.
But she's
Right.
she goes to good schools.
Right.
She talks proper. So we look at it as whitewash. No. I want my baby to be as white as she possibly can to remove herself from the urban pitfalls that I had to go through.
I feel you.
Talk white, live white, credit white, live white.
Like a viral. Hold up.
No, because she talks proper, because she goes to
Say
one of them
talk
schools.
white, live
Yeah.
white.
Live white. I don't want to live black.
What's living white?
God, what is
Living white is auto pay. Bills on auto pay. That's living white. Do you agree?
I live white like rice.
Auto pay. That's living white.
Wow.
Okay.
Woo.
Well, yo,
Yo, auto pay. All right.
auto pay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Oh, man.
All hip hop.
Yeah,
NESS and Friends. Make sure y'all go get that, download that. Let Me Borrow This Beat Volume 2, hosted by DJ Alamo.
DJ Alamo, what up? All right.
Go tap into that Cosmic Kev come up show freestyle, man.
Cosmic Kev.
Let's go.
Shout out to DJ Self. Bye.